Well, thank you, Christine. Good evening, and we begin at 5 with an ongoing struggle facing businesses in downtown Portland. A string of vandalism this morning, leaving what has become an all too familiar sight with new damage that included piles of broken glass. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. The suspect hitting shop fronts overnight along Southwest 10th and 11th Avenues. Let's bring in Brian Clerkley. Brian, the suspect is actually free this evening thanks to another major challenge, a lack of public defenders.
Yeah, David, and you can see this is just one of the businesses right here. You can see this boarded up window. A judge let 28-year-old Tyler Jaramillo go because there's not an attorney available to represent him. He didn't have to post any bail, but he will have to appear in court in 6 weeks. Here along Southwest 10th Avenue, you can see the boarded up windows, and business owners spend all day cleaning up the glass along this street. Police say Jaramillo walked down this street with a metal street sign pole, smashing windows, not to steal anything, just to break them. Here's video of the incident provided by viewer Jeff Noodleman. Court documents say Jaramillo is homeless, has self-described mental health issues, but no criminal history. B Cleaners, a staple in downtown Portland, had 2 broken windows, nothing stolen, but just the act of vandalism.
This is the 4th time we've been broken into. We've had glass break. Both doors have been broken over the past year and a half, and now this in the front lobby area. So I'm just exhausted.
Some of the other buildings vandalized are City Council candidate Rene Gonzalez's campaign office, which has been in the news lately for its much reduced leasing rate, and Trek bicycles. And it's not the first time for them. Just this past Sunday, another window was broken, and the clothing store Pallet on Yamhill Street was broken into, or had windows broken on Sunday in a separate vandalism incident. 3 windows were broken in that, and the owner says he started a GoFundMe because those windows will be $15,000 to replace. David?
What a bill. A number of challenges in the Rose City coming together in just this one case. Thank you, Brian. Developing this evening, let's get to an update on the woman in the video you're about to see. Her name is Terryzinser, and she was recorded allegedly breaking into a Northeast Portland home, then curling up in a child's bed. We'll get that video for you in a second. She even appeared to throw furniture, there it is, at the boy's mother before she left. Well, this evening, it turns out she is back in jail. Let's bring in Mike Benner. Mike, we should mention no charges yet in the first case there. This time, though, she's been accused of harassing people in Southeast Portland and stealing from a business.
Yeah, that's right, David. And she was supposed to appear in court today on charges of disorderly conduct and theft. Come to find out, though, she is a no complaint. What that means is the district attorney is not pressing charges right now, although he could in the future. All of that said, Zinser is not walking out of jail today. She remains there on a county hold. All was quiet at Southeast 112th and Powell Tuesday morning, but it was a much different story Monday night around 10 p.m. Officers responded to reports of an erratic woman harassing people and trying to get into cars. That woman, later identified as Terryzinser, reportedly walked into the Daily Planet bar topless and caused problems. Then she reportedly went into the nearby 7-Eleven and stole some things, none of which comes as a surprise to people who live and hang out in the area.
I see a lot of it around here. There's a lot of it. Never used to be that way. It never used to be that way. And since the pandemic and the last couple of years, it just continues to go downhill.
Earlier this month, Terryzinser was suspected of breaking into a Northeast Portland house. A security camera captured Zinser walk into Kelsey Smith's home and climb into a child's bed. Before leaving, Zinser threw an ottoman at Smith. The DA did not pursue charges in that case, saying what Zinser really needed was mental health treatment. Problem is, Zinser has a history of declining that sort of treatment. The DA has since said he'll take a second look at the case, adding that the lack of mental health resources in our community is unacceptable, a sentiment echoed back at the scene of Zinser's latest transgressions.
It's pretty sad. It's sad to see. There's places are closed down. There's no services for folks, and it's really sad to see.
All right, I did reach out to Kelsey Smith, whose home Zinser is accused of breaking into a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to get her thoughts on this latest arrest, and she basically said she hopes Zinser gets the help she so desperately needs. She's worried that Zinser will get badly hurt, if not worse, if she crosses paths with the wrong person or breaks in to the wrong home. David?
Yet another example of the challenges here in Portland tonight. Thank you, Mike Penner. Well, 2 children are recovering in Salem after they were hit by a car outside an elementary school. Both kids are expected to survive. School officials say the driver was dropping off their own kids at Chavez Elementary when they hit the students at low speed. Police say the driver had trouble seeing because of the sunshine. Investigators say the driver stayed at the scene and is cooperating. After hitting Cuba this morning, Hurricane Ian is now bearing down on Florida, and forecasters are calling for it to strengthen into a Category 4 overnight. Now, 2.5 million people right now under evacuation orders in Florida. That's sparking huge traffic jams on highways. Parts of Florida's Gulf Coast are also dealing with empty store shelves, long lines for supplies, and empty pumps at gas stations.
This one does feel a little bit different. We felt that way in the past before, so it's just better to be safe than sorry.
This is the 4th gas station we just tried. All of them seem to be out.
And while the wind from the hurricane will be bad, it is the storm surge that officials fear is going to be most deadly. Now, thousands of National Guard troops have been activated. State and federal agencies have supplies staged throughout the region. Matt Zafino will walk us through Ian's projected path and the timing. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Well, let's talk about wildfire season now. It turns out this year, faster wireless tech, most notably 5G, has been helping crews spot signs of smoke and flames nearly as quickly as they happen. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri explains.
Oregon wildfire season seemed fairly quiet for a good part of this past summer, but by August and into the early part of this September, things really took off.
We have to find new ways to fight wildfires. These are getting worse by the year. As the weather changes quite a bit recently.
That's what T-Mobile has been doing over the last couple of years, helping fight wildfires with its 5G technology.
That's the whole reason why we built the biggest 5G network in the country, right? And it's for use cases like this.
The Seattle area-based carrier teamed up with a tech company called Pano AI.
Pano launched in 2020, right as we were going through one of the worst wildfire seasons in California, as well as in Oregon and other regions across the country.
Pano uses their cameras with the power of T-Mobile's 5G service to detect wildfires, and the cameras are installed high above on cell phone towers.
In the U.S., we're installed in Colorado, Oregon, California, Idaho, and Montana.
CEO of Pano, Sonia Kastner, says the video from these cameras is updated every minute, and it's scanning over the Portland metro area and throughout parts of the valley.
We rotate the cameras 360 degrees every minute. So we're refreshing a full panoramic view every minute. And then we run artificial intelligence to look for the first wisps of smoke at all times.
If a fire is detected,
our technology is designed to detect, confirm, and pinpoint the location of the fire.
Emergency responders are then alerted by text, and then they can see the video in real time.
And we've heard from our users, which are local and state fire chiefs, that this technology is really powerful.
Technology that's already expanding that will help fight wildfires at a moment's notice. Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
A beloved Mexican restaurant in Southwest Portland is closing its doors after 35 years in business. The owners of Shea Jose say they've been getting ready to retire, but the pandemic and a staffing shortage really sped things up for them. In the end, they say it was a tough decision to make as they love their community and staff, but they wanted to close the restaurant on their terms.
It's been a wild ride, but we're really proud of what we achieved and what our customer base is amazing, our employees are amazing, and we wish we could have kept it going longer.
The gratitude and appreciation we have is just beyond words.
Well, the owners say they would love to sell the restaurant to someone who might keep it going, though they add so far there hasn't been much interest. All right, the final day for Shea Jose is a week from Saturday.